Hey there, welcome back to The Magic in the Music. I'm Jen.
I'm Randall.
You know, we recently returned from a trip to Walt Disney World, and on that trip we did 4 different character meals.
Oh, so many characters.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Today we are going to share our experience and review of Chef Mickey's. All right, so we had dinner at Chef Mickey's character meal, and that was to celebrate our son's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, it was a really fun way to do it, and we just let him pick everything to do that day. And when we were doing dining reservations, I said, would you like to dine somewhere special? And he said he wants to see Mickey. So we have dined at Chef Mickey's before the pandemic.
Yes, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, and when it was a buffet. And then now we've done it, you know, in the pandemic, so we're going to be able to provide a little bit of a contrast there as well.
It's a different experience.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so Chef Mickey's is located in kind of the big grand lobby of the Contemporary.
Yes.
So what do you think about the setting for this?
It's really wide open, and it's both good and bad, you know, because it's just kind of, well, you get to see monorails. That's awesome.
I love seeing monorails.
You know, it's
yes,
always good to see monorails. But, you know, it also kind of feels a little warehousey.
Yeah, a little bit. I can see that.
Just because it's like maybe too much space. I don't know.
I think when you're in it, it's a little weird that it's just sort of wide open like that. But then when you're on the monorail or something, you're going by, it's fun to look in and see. So it kind of has its pluses and minuses, I guess. The check-in process was very easy. You do it on the mobile app now. And it's just as you get close and you're approaching a reservation, like a little notification popped up and said, would you like to check in? And we just did that. It was really easy. And then they got us in. There was very little waiting, and it was easy.
Yeah.
So the theming for this restaurant is
it's Mickey and his friends are the chefs.
But is it modern? Is it contemporary kind of?
Yeah, it's kind of contemporary-ish. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the idea is Mickey and friends are making food for you.
Yeah. It's just kind of like restaurant themed.
Yeah, I feel like it is like a restaurant theme. Yeah.
There's like nothing really like special.
But it's cute. It is cute. You know? It definitely has a really bright, colorful feel. It's definitely oriented towards young kids. So for our kids, that's ideal. If you were just adults going, it might be a little
weird.
Not ideal.
We actually saw a couple on a date there. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure if they came to the right place.
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, if you love Mickey and you want to see him, you know, it's worthwhile. So there was another group of ladies all together in our area of the restaurant. And they were having a blast because they were taking so many pictures with the characters. And it was really fun. So I think it just depends on, like, the group you have. Let's talk about the food for a moment at Chef Mickey's. So this is like a fixed price meal. And it's family style, so you don't really select anything. They just sort of bring it all out for you. And there are a lot of different offerings on the menu. So you're presented with the starters, entrees, and desserts. With the desserts, they just kind of bring you the tray of all of it. Yes. And I think the starters too. And then, well, I guess they just bring you everything, really. But you can ask for more of anything. Well, let's talk about the food, because that's what the dining is all about. Yeah. It is a fixed price menu, and you're going to be presented with your starters, and then your entrees, all of them, and then the desserts. So they're all not like in gigantic portions, but they're kind of all together. And then you kind of just serve up whatever it is that you like. You can ask for more of anything. So I know you really liked the prime rib.
Prime rib.
Yeah, and ask for more of that.
Yeah, it was good. It was not the greatest prime rib, but it was good.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. My favorite of the entrees was the roasted salmon. I thought it had like a nice sauce on it, and it wasn't overdone. Sometimes salmon or just fish can be like overcooked kind of. Yeah. It was fine. It really was quite good, and I was happy eating it. It wasn't a meal I'm like excited about, like, oh my gosh, I have to go back, but it was perfectly fine. And really, we were there for our son and his birthday, and that was really the focus anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, lots of characters.
You're there for the characters, and just make sure you're there for the characters. Yeah. Because I think because it's so close to the Magic Kingdom, they maybe kind of lean on that to kind of sell it more than, necessarily the food.
Yeah, I agree. So it was also really helpful that they had kid-friendly food, things that our children were willing to eat. That's really important for us, like chicken nuggets and things like that.
French fries.
Yeah, and also on the dessert plate, I believe they had cookies, which is something that our son loves to eat.
Yeah.
And so anytime we can get our kids to eat, that is a win. So if you have young children, there will probably be good options here for your kids.
Yeah, definitely good for the little ones.
All right, next, probably the biggest reason to go to Chef Mickey's is for the characters. So the characters that we saw at this character meal were Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto. And they have, just like any other character meal at Disney World, they'll come by and kind of do their meet and greet, and then they have like a little choreographed dance.
Yes. I thought the character interactions were good. They were very playful, and as they always are, they're really good at kind of giving everyone a little bit of attention. It is tough though with COVID, and like the distance makes things challenging, particularly depending on which row of seats you're at, because they'll kind of have a path, and if you're in the front row of seats, it's better, but if you're in then they kind of have like a second row.
Which we were in.
Yeah.
We were set back farther.
And that kind of makes it a bit more difficult, because it's like, oh yeah, there's like another table, not like directly in front of you, but like adjacent. So it's like, other tables might be 6 feet, you're like 12.
Yeah, so we did run into that issue a little bit where it felt like the people in front of us wanted to really get a lot of character interaction. Of course, we all do.
Yeah.
But we are in the back over here, and when it's kind of our turn to see the characters, other people are kind of kind of horning in on that time because they're up closer to the characters.
Yeah.
And they aren't really very aware of you back there trying to get to wave and take some pictures with your kids. You can kind of have people stand by the table and the characters in the background. But so that was a little bit less than ideal. But I realized we'd had a different table, that would have been a really different experience.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's talk about the cost of our meal. The total cost for 2 adults and 2 children, not including the tip, was $209.81. But they did honor our 20% Tables in Wonderland card, which was expired, but they were really generous with us, and they let us go ahead and use it. That also adds on an automatic 18% gratuity or a tip, so the total cost was $203.31. We also added an extra $5 to the tip, and so we ended up paying $208.31. What do you think about the cost? Was it worth it?
It's... If you're wanting a character meal and you're at the Magic Kingdom, that's pretty much the only game in town.
Yeah, I guess right now, really. Yeah, because Crystal Palace isn't doing it.
No.
And Be Our Guest isn't really a character meal. And then Cinderella's Royal Table, like, Cinderella kind of waves at you, like, there's not a lot going on there.
It's kind of like from afar.
Yeah, and then there's nothing at the other monorail resorts. So you're right. This is really the only option if you are in the Magic Kingdom area. So there you go. They can really take advantage of that. But I thought the characters, like the dancing was really good, and they had good energy, and it was fun. But I just wish we could have gotten a little bit more attention from the characters, like you did in the old days.
And the food was good, but I don't remember it really all that great.
I'm not sure if it was
it's just
good.
It was
good enough. The food was good enough. Don't go there for the food.
It was... You're paying for the experience and the location.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have any highlights from this meal that you think people should know about?
Oh, I really enjoyed the characters dancing.
I did too. Yeah. I thought the music was cute. Like they had their little biscuits song. Like it sounds like ABC 123, but it's like not ABC 123.
ABC 123 adjacent.
Yeah, it was really cute. I liked. They had some cute songs on their little walk around thing. And the characters' costumes were really cute.
Yeah.
I liked that. What was our least favorite thing about the meal?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the food.
Yeah, the food was just kind of forgettable. And I just wish we were a little closer to the characters. That would have been nice. Yeah. They move fast, too. This is pretty typical of character meals. Yes. They really fly through them. And I'm a slow eater. I can't eat as fast as they want to push me through the meal. So I just don't. You know, I just do what I can do. And, you know, it's really about the pacing for our children more than anything else.
And I would say this is a pro tip for anybody who goes to any of these character meals. You may feel pressured to, like, get moving. Don't listen to them. Or, like, you know, if they're, like, looking to collect your plates and stuff, it's okay to say, no, you know, we want to get another round of characters coming by. Particularly if you're kind of towards the end of kind of like lunch or something, the place will empty out and then the characters will still come by and you'll get like almost...
Yeah, if you want to get a lot of character interaction, you definitely want to be towards the end of the seating for a meal, because then you might actually get more time with them.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, would we dine there again?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, but it is awfully expensive for the experience. I feel like we can choose other character meals that are not as much money, but also it's a dinner, and dinner is always the most expensive meal.
Right.
But, you know, it was a fairly expensive character meal.
I might have liked it better as a breakfast, just because it would be cheaper.
Yes, I think if we had breakfast and we spent less on it, that might have been a little bit better setup for us. But anyway, we're glad we did it. And, you know, we still had a good experience. Our kids ate, and that's really good because you're paying for it whether they eat or not. So there you go. So tell us in the comments if you've dined at Chef Mickey's, or if you hope to dine at Chef Mickey's. Is this part of your Disney bucket list? If you enjoy Disney, music, DVC, or family fun, be sure to check out the other videos on our channel. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.